Out of the fire, into the light. Memorial Day 2024 ended up being more than just a holiday, it turned into a turning point. I didn't really have any set plans for Memorial Day. It was one of those holidays that kind of creeps up, and before you know it, you're either stuck at home doing nothing or getting into something unexpected. For me, it turned out to be the latter. I had been following this guy named Prince on social media for a while. There was something about him, his posts, his presence, the way he expressed himself online, that pulled me in. Striking. Intriguing. Different. I didn't know him personally, but I found myself watching him, curious about who he really was beyond the grid. So, kind of out of nowhere, I hit him up on Twitter. Just a simple message, "What you got going on for Memorial Day?" He replied that he didn't have any plans. I threw it out there, "Wanna link up?" And without hesitation, he was down. Just like that. I respected that energy. But right before I was supposed to head his way, life hit with one of those unexpected detours. My brother Kai needed a ride. He was stuck in the middle of some drama with his on-again off-again, and I couldn't leave him hanging. So I made the pit stop, scooped him up, and texted Prince real quick to let him know I was still coming. I could tell he thought I was going to flake, and honestly, I wouldn't have blamed him. But I meant what I said, I was pulling up. I appreciated how chill he was about it. No pressure. No weird vibes. Just two people with nothing to do on a holiday, choosing to be spontaneous and open. It wasn't about hooking up. It wasn't about anything romantic. Just vibing. Living. Being human. When we finally met up, with Kai in the front seat and the day wide open, we headed to this event my friend Carlos was throwing. A Memorial Day cookout, music, drinks, people laughing, moving, and living in the moment. The kind of space where time slows down and you can actually breathe. Looking back, I didn't know that day would stay with me. But it did. Sometimes it's not the major events that shift your life, it's the small ones. The random DMs. The "yeah, let's hang." The detours. The choices you make without thinking too hard. And that day with Prince. That was one of them. I started the day with my brother Kai, we picked up Prince, and met up with my friend Carlos at their Memorial Day dinner. It wasn't anything deep at first, just a kickback with people I fucked with. But as the drinks started flowing and the music wrapped around us, something else was happening. We were vibing, yes, but we were also healing out loud. All three of us, me, Kai, and Prince, were dealing with our own ex-drama. The kind that weighs heavy on your chest even when you're smiling. We were all over the back and forth, the dead-end cycles, the empty promises. So while the night was about fun, it was also a little group therapy session in disguise. Everyone venting, connecting, letting the hurt air out so we could breathe again. And Prince, he caught my eye different that night. Always been a dope city boy with a vibe, but this time, it wasn't about no slick talk or sneaky link energy. He wasn't moving on no fuck shit. He was present, chill, real. Just, fun. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel like I was being studied or scouted, I felt seen. After the dinner, he came back to my place. And for the next 2 weeks, we were together every single day, jointed at the hip. No rules. No pressure. Just vibes. Company. Consistency. And a kind of comfort I hadn't felt in years. The 2 weeks I spent with Prince, hip to hip, neck to neck, nose to nose, ended up being the best 2 weeks of my entire 2024. It wasn't just about romance, or the thrill of something new. It was about peace. It was about being wanted in a way that didn't feel like a performance. For the first time in the never-ending dance I'd been trapped in with Jay, someone came along who didn't just distract me, they freed me. Prince swept me off my feet without even trying. He didn't sell me dreams. He just showed up real, intentional, and present. And in those 2 weeks, he gave me what I had been begging Jay to give me for 4 years. Attention. Respect. Fun. Warmth. Reciprocity. A safe place to rest. And just like that, I didn't need Jay anymore. Not his "I miss you" texts, not his empty apologies, not his cycles. Prince didn't pull me away, he showed me that I could walk away all on my own. Cold turkey. Dry. No relapse. No second guessing. Because finally, I knew what I deserved. And for once, I didn't have to fight for it. Not only did I enjoy Prince's time, he came at the right time. What we had was fast, but it didn't feel rushed. In fact, those 2 weeks with Prince felt more like 2 months. We were together every single day, clubbing, grabbing random dinners, hitting Six Flags, walking through the city at night. No plans, no structure, just us figuring it out as we went. But somehow, it worked. We always found something to do, and more importantly, we found each other. One day, we took a walk through Piedmont Park. It was quiet, just the two of us, side by side as the city hummed around us. That's when I looked at him and asked, "What are we doing?" He didn't hesitate, "Whatever you want to do." And we both just knew. No grand gesture, no official title, but it was clear, this was something real. We had this thing with matching outfits. He told me he loves to match with his partner, and I leaned into it. That day, we dressed alike on purpose. It was cute, almost childish in a way, but it meant something to him. We hit the after-hours spot, then ended up at a strip club. The whole vibe was sexual, intense, pulsing. But even in a place filled with temptation, our energy stayed locked in. We were there, but we were with each other. At one point, some guy got too close to me, and I saw something switch in Prince. He snapped. Ready to fight, ready to defend me without a second thought. It was the first time I'd seen that side of him, and while the aggression could have been a red flag, it wasn't. Not in that moment. It was protection. It was passion. It was "don't play about mine." And even though we hadn't said it out loud yet, we both felt it. Then came the dark room. If you've never been in one, let me explain. It's a part of the club where the lights don't reach, where things happen in shadows, where curiosity and chaos collide. We were drunk, and our curiosity pulled us in. At first, it was just neck kisses, exploring each other. But then, hands that weren't his or mine started touching. I couldn't see who they belonged to. I just knew they didn't belong in that moment with us. That was my line. I made up a quick excuse, said my friend John was up front and needed us, and I got us out of there fast. I couldn't share him. I wasn't ready. Even if we weren't official yet, I had only been with him. And seeing someone else's hands on him, watching me with him. It shattered the bubble we'd been floating in. That night shook something loose. We left, and I didn't say much. But inside, I knew, I wanted this man. Just him. Not in the dark. Not shared. Just ours. Just us. For once, it wasn't just about me feeling good. My friends felt it too. They finally got to see me with someone who genuinely enjoyed being around. Someone who didn't act like showing up was a chore. Someone who could hold a conversation, crack jokes, vibe with the crew, and actually do the things I love to do. He wasn't like Jay, sitting in the cut quiet, looking suspicious, feeling like a stranger in rooms I invited him into. Prince had light, energy, and presence. He showed up with nothing to hide. And the cherry on top. My mama liked him right off the bat. You know how rare that is. It was different. It was refreshing. It felt like the universe cracked a window open and let some air in, finally. I was being renewed, day by day, and I didn't let that go unnoticed. Every single day we spent together, I told him how thankful I was. For showing up. For seeing me. For freeing me from the cage Jay had kept me in, the one that made me believe I'd never find anything better. That I didn't deserve anything better. But then, came the turning point.